Hey seniors, this is Mrs. LeVar from the counseling office, and this is a recording of a presentation that we gave in senior English classes on Wednesday and Thursday, August 28th and 29th. If you don't have English or if you're absent that day, this is a great way to get caught up. Make sure that you print off the handout as well because they'll give you some activities that you can do. All right, so we're going to go over all the college information that you need to know this year for senior year in planning to go to a four-year university or a two-year community college or a trade or technical school. Three things that you need to consider when you are going through that process and kind of figuring out where you want to go is first you have to apply. Then you want to consider the cost, and then you want to find out where you are going to fit. And we're going to break each one of these down. So step number one, apply. All of your applications are going to happen this fall if you're thinking about going straight to a four-year university or college. So four-year universities, applications start happening right now. If you're going to apply to Johnson County Community College or trade or technical school, those applications likely will come later, either in the winter or Johnson County will come in the spring of 2020. So you can look into those programs and then take and decide what's best for those programs. If you're looking at going straight to four-year college, then this application information is going to apply to you. The earliest deadline that you're going to see is October 15th. There's a lot of November 1 deadlines as well. KU and K-State, they have deadlines that come in January and February, but their scholarship deadlines come this fall, and that's why it's important to make sure you get your application in early. KU's scholarship deadline is November 1. Kansas State's scholarship deadline is December 1. And what that means is if you get your application materials in by that date, whatever scholarships you end up qualifying for, you are guaranteed to get them no matter what. They can't run out of money, all of those things. If you get your application into KU on November 2nd and they run out of scholarship money, then those are the people that are not guaranteed the scholarships they might qualify for. So just to be safe, it's always good to make sure you meet those scholarship deadlines. Also, KU and K-State, speaking of, have joined the Common Application. And this is like a universal application that in the past, many selective schools have started using. And so it's a little bit more of an evolved application using the Common App. I'll tell you right now, if you're applying to KU and K-State and not any other Common App schools, the easiest way to apply is through their website, the application on their website. And for the most part, that's a pretty easy application. So check that out first before you decide to do the Common App for KU and K-State. Both methods work, and I don't think that's an issue. But for our in-state Kansas kids, I think you'll find that the institution app on the website is probably the easiest way to go. So for everybody applying for a four-year college, I want you to shoot for having all of your applications submitted by Thanksgiving. Now, this is probably earlier than some, but I think it's a really good goal to set because if you're going to start early to get those applications done, you might as well get them done early, which means if your applications are done by the time you go on Thanksgiving break, you come back from break, you can shift gears and get ready for finals and cruise on into the end of the semester. All right, so when you apply, what are the parts of that application? Every single college needs these 4 steps at least, or at a minimum, every college is going to need these things. First, they're going to need the actual application. You can find the application at the college website, or there are a lot of schools, over 4,000 schools on the Common Application. The application could require essays, recommendations, secondary school reports, all sorts of different things, whatever they need as a part of that application. Number 2, they are going to need a copy of your ACT or SAT test scores. Now those, the official scores have to be sent directly from ACT or College Board in the case of SAT, and you can log into your account and see where those have already been sent. You pay a fee for each test that you send, but a lot of colleges are now allowing you to self-report those test scores, meaning you tell them what your test scores are, and if you end up enrolling, they will ask for those official test scores in the summertime before you enroll. So you'll still have to tell them, honestly what your scores are because you will have to follow that up with an actual test score. But sometimes it can save you a little bit of money if they allow you to self-report. Test scores cannot be sent from Blue Valley West. We don't own those test scores. So Number three, you need to send your grades and your transcript. This is something that we own here at Blue Valley West. And so when you need to send your official transcript, you'll request that through Naviance. And Mrs. Batista, our registrar, will get those electronic requests and send them through Naviance to the various colleges. Some schools like KU and K-State also allow you to self-report your grades, your transcript. And that's why we're giving you a copy of your transcript today. So hang on to that, keep that in your possession, and that way you can list your classes and your grades as you need to. Again, same like self-reporting test scores. If you go and enroll at KU, they will require you to send that official transcript once you complete graduation. But again, it's sending one transcript as opposed to sending them now and at the end. And then also the fourth piece is the application fee. Okay, the application fee, some schools don't have an application fee, but most schools do have some type of application fee to process the paperwork. You will not be considered for admission until all of these parts are received. And once they've gotten your application, your test scores, your transcript or your grades, and your application fee, that's when your file goes for review, and the admissions office is allowed to look at you, consider you for acceptance. Now, when it comes to selective colleges, they're going to still need those four things, but they may also require some additional things like an essay, short answer questions, recommendations from teachers or counselors, possible interview, and frankly, whatever they ask for. They can require all sorts of different things. And so we're happy to help with basic applications, reviewing essays, reviewing short answer questions, helping with recommendations, or just in general. So for college help, students can come in any JAG time this fall. There will be a counselor available sitting at our table in our counseling office ready to help you. So bring your laptop. We can work through an application. We can proofread your essay. Whatever you need, come on in during JAG and we're happy to help. Also, if you end up with a Common App and maybe you didn't end up looking at the second part of the video, or you were thinking you weren't going to be applying to selective schools and now you are, come and see us. We'll help you with that process as well. All right, so back to applications. This is something I want to show you. The best way to find the application or what they need is to go directly to the school's website. So I'm going to take you to Wichita State's website and I'll show you around a little bit, see if we can find that application. Okay, so here I am at Wichita State University, and this is pretty much true for any of the universities you might be looking at. Sometimes they have an apply now, and you can see that they have one here, but I'm going to direct you to admissions because that's also a really safe place to look. So admissions is a good go-to spot. Again, you can look for that apply now place. Look, applying to WSU. Undergraduate is another one you want to look at. You're going to be applying for incoming freshman or undergraduate degrees. So you're going to be looking at that information. You can click on this or click straight to the application. Incoming freshman gets you a lot of great information. And eventually you're going to get to apply now. And that's where you're going to set up your account and walk through the application. Most of the application is going to be largely your personal information. And then a lot of times you create your own account, and so that way if you need to save it and come back, you can do that. So, just clicking through here, I'm going to apply as a freshman. Even if you have some College Now hours, that's fine. You're still applying for a freshman application, and then you start entering your personal information. All the students that were in this presentation had some time to get started on an application. So back to our presentation. Okay, so after you've done the application, now we want to talk about cost. And this is where you want to figure out how much is this going to cost you. To be honest with you, the reason why we start with application is because most of your scholarship dollars are going to come from the college you attend. So it's really important to apply to colleges that will have scholarship programs that you will qualify for with your ACT score and your GPA. But the next thing that you'll want to do once you're applying is you want to look at the FAFSA, the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. Right here, the FAFSA, that's where you learn if you qualify for student loans, parent loans, work-study programs, or any grants based on financial need. This opens up on October 1st, so families, parents, and students will need to kind of work on this simultaneously while students are filling out applications. Once the schools received your application, your family fills out the FAFSA. The FAFSA is sent to all of the schools that you've applied to, and each college takes that information, crunches it, and puts together a financial aid package. And that's where you'll find out how much that school is actually going to cost you at the end of the day. Parents and students, it's important to talk together. How much can your family afford? Will you need to seek out loans, parent loans, student loans, scholarships, work-study opportunities to be able to afford the various colleges that you're looking at? Also, there's a great opportunity to learn more about financial aid information. On Thursday, September 19th, Blue Valley Northwest is hosting our Blue Valley Financial Aid Night, and that's starting at 6:30 p.m. All right, speaking of money, there's 3 different types of aid. There's a merit aid, there's grants, and there's loans. So merit aid, that's scholarship based on GPA, test scores, artistic talent, auditions, you name it. Grants, that's money given that doesn't need to get paid back, but it's based on financial need. And then number 3, there's loans. There's student loans and there's parent loans, and this is money that you can use for college that needs to be repaid. And so when you're looking at it and talking to colleges, make sure you're understanding which category your aid falls into. All right, speaking of resources, these are your go-to places all year long, senior year, with regard to college and trade school and community college options. First off, Canvas, Blue Valley West Counseling page has tons of resources, information about financial aid, scholarships, video tutorials, all of this information. Hopefully you're seeing this from our Blue Valley West Counseling page. When in doubt, go there and see if there's something there that can help you. Number 2, Naviance. Naviance is our college planning software, and that is where you'll request transcripts, recommendations, sign up for college visits, search for scholarships, find college information. You'll complete your Blue Valley West Senior Graduation Survey in the spring. So that's a program you need to get pretty comfortable with this year. Number 3, your college admissions representative. Every college has an admissions counselor that is assigned to work with Blue Valley West, and this person is your go-to person for every question you have throughout the year with regard to that college. They are your go-to resource until you enroll. So a lot of times you can text them, you can email them, but students will come to us asking, and I don't know the specifics of all 4,000 plus colleges in the country, but your college admissions rep, they know all the specifics with regard to that college that you're looking at. And then your 4th resource too is Mrs. Batista, our Blue Valley West registrar. She's going to be the one that actually sends your official transcripts. She can give you a copy of your transcript, GPA questions, anything to do with school records. She is your go-to source, and her office is in room 359. All right, so kind of back to that Blue Valley West Counseling Canvas page. You're going to log into Canvas, you're going to go to the Blue Valley West Counseling course, and then you're going to look for modules, and everything you need is going to be under senior year. And so you can kind of see what that senior module looks like right here. And with regard, there's their college planning, there's the college planning link, financial aid resources, frequently asked questions, Naviance help videos, all sorts of information that will be helpful for you throughout this year. Another thing that you'll find in that is an electronic template. Under the college planning link, there's an electronic template to help you start organizing your college applications. You can type in your college name. When is the application due? Do they need test scores? When did you send them? Do they need your transcript? When did you send? When is the FAFSA information due? And you can help try to track all the different pieces that your colleges might have. I saved the templates in there for you. Take them, make them your own, change them as you need to, but it's just a tool you can use to stay organized. So this really is kind of the end of our presentation. In the English classes, we let the students have some time to work on these, updating their colleges I'm applying to list. This list should be updated throughout the year so that it reflects all the colleges that you applied to. You can sign up for Blue Valley West college visits. We will have probably about 70 colleges visit us in the next 8 weeks. So this is a really great time to get FaceTime with those college admissions reps. You can start the college application spreadsheet. You can start a college application. You can request transcripts if you need it. So that's where we left off. If you were gone that day, make sure that you download the handout so that you can have that information. And if you're applying to selective schools, this is part 1. I want you to check out my second video, part 2, so you can learn about the common application and the additional materials that will be needed. Thanks again for listening. And again, Jags, it's going to be a great senior year. Come into the counseling office if you have any questions.